Welcome back to Blue's Garden. This is my tomato update and what is the Florida weave. Florida weave is simply a method of using some string and going out and back around my tomatoes in order to create a twine trellis. You can see a couple of the Tigerella tomato, which were the first of my tomatoes so far. At this point, I've got quite a few more cherry and pear and grape tomatoes. So I've got, these are 3 Roma and 4 crimson, giant crimson tomatoes. I've got a couple of Brandywine yellows here. And one of the things I do is I want to do some trimming, and those are some more of my mushroom basket. But I want to trim some of the lower leaves off of the tomato and anything that touches the soil. Anything that touches the soil has a chance of picking up some soil-borne diseases, so I like to trim it all off. This helps to create a little extra airflow down the bottom. I know I have to pull some of these weeds that are there. Pull all that stuff out. All those lower limbs, anything that's a small little branch that's in the bottom. Pull all those guys out and toss all of that, anything that's not diseased, onto my compost pile. So what is the Florida weave? Well, this is a way of taking twine and going around posts and back and forth, behind in front of the main tomato vine. And it's just a way to keep the tomato growing upright without tying them off. It gives plenty of room for the tomato stalks, tomato vines, to move with the wind, not get cut by a tight knot. Out and back. You see, I go out in front to a pole, back behind. Out in front, behind. It's really just a bunch of big X's around my tomatoes to help keep them upright. Tie off to a pole, and I go in front of and behind the tomato vine as I'm coming up. So if I went in front before, then I go behind. If I went in front before, I go behind. Tie it off. And then I will run another string. If I went behind before, I now go in front. And just weave back and forth. If I went before, behind, I go in front now. Now, these are just a series of all little cherry tomatoes and grape tomatoes on this row. And again, just a little closer, but you can see me going out in front and behind. Bunch of X's there, out in front or behind the stalks. And then I have got these 2 that are sticking out nowhere. These 2 Romas on the end. And I just kind of, whatever I could do, since I don't have enough stakes. Just another look at, these are Moonbeam and Sweetie tomatoes, cherry tomatoes. And these are some of the Romas. And then more of the grape and pear tomatoes. And a couple of the Tigerella. And then you see the cucumbers. I believe it's a Space 80 and a muncher. And you can just sort of see where you go back and forth. Lots of little X's. I had to do a little extra here with the cucumbers because they just need more. Next year I'm going to make a point of making sure I use some of that chicken wire or something. it gives them a lot more places to grow up. But X's, out in front, behind, out in front, behind. That's really a close-up of the out in front and behind. I go behind on that one and out in front in this one. And then just keep going. Behind, because I was in front. And really, that's all there is to it, to the Florida weave. Just a quick little peek at a couple of my lavender plants. They seem to be all blooming, loved by the bees. The lavender are really big favorites. And then on these hot days, you have no idea how exhausting it is to catch wild pen caps. It just completely takes everything out of you. Very exhausting, these pen caps. Please like, share, and subscribe. It helps me grow, and that helps you grow.